This lecture is going to be about wikis and how they add to collaboration within the classroom. There's no doubt that the World Wide Web has changed the way we collaborate and the way that we learn. When the web was first developed, it was really a static internet, a read, write, internet, and that was about it. But the growth of the next generation of tools on the internet has allowed it to become much more amazing, much more interactive. And one of those ways is through the wiki. And we're beginning to see education take on the wiki, not just Wikipedia, but take on the wiki as a collaborative learning tool. Let's find out how. Collaborative writing tools such as the wiki are really well suited to supporting collaboration, especially in online classes. A wiki can be defined as collaborative web space where anyone can add content and anyone can edit that content. Wikis offer a shared environment, an environment where students can come together and add their own content to the wiki. They really come together as a dynamic online learning community. And we've talked about learning communities in past lectures, so you can see the importance of being able to collaborate on a project. Wiki community members use the shared space to write, to discuss content, and to edit the material that's been shared by others. Educators must help students understand, though, that it's okay, that this new age of participation is all right. If they add content and it gets edited by someone else, that's not all bad. In fact, it's really showing the ability of many students to collaborate with each other in the creation and the sharing of information. Although we see wikis as holding great potential for learning, without planning and design and effective facilitation, a wiki is no more than an empty web page. But what really is a wiki? Well, it does start out as an empty web page where anyone can add, edit, or design the content of the page. But this requires some facilitation if it's going to be used as a learning tool. Wikis are designed to help people collaborate and to build that online content. They present an approach to online writing that has never been experienced before. So even if you think about discussions in an online class or you think about email in an online class, that's really one person building the content for that page and then one person or many responding to that. In a wiki, many people build the content and many people respond. The concept of a wiki has been around for several years. Let me tell you a little bit about the history of the wiki. It was developed in 1995 by Ward Cunningham. And you may want to look up Ward Cunningham and see what his background was. But Cunningham used the word wiki, and it's derived from a Hawaiian term which means quick, quick, quick. So a wiki is a quick way to interact with content. He called his wiki the Wiki Web. Try saying that a couple of times. Ward Cunningham developed the Wiki Web in 1995. So once the World Wide Web was possible, then the wiki potential continued to expand. This was really the first time we saw many people around the globe collaborating on one piece of content. And isn't that what Wikipedia does today? Before we can really begin to understand what a wiki is, and you know that it's an empty web page really, let's look at how wikis compare with other asynchronous communication. In asynchronous communication, contributions are made not in real time, but in different times by different people. The similarities really end there. If we look at discussions, for example, these are asynchronous messages. You post your message on the discussion board, and sometime later someone else will respond to yours, but they don't change what you wrote originally. The postings are static in a discussion. Users can only elaborate on the existing message or the first one that was posted. Wiki pages, conversely, are dynamic, and they allow the participants to edit and redesign and discuss the original message. So the original message in a wiki can be changed. Wikis have the potential to be more suitable, even more than blogs or more than discussions, for supporting online collaboration. The team who uses a wiki really has a shared goal. Discussions are good communication tools, but the wiki allows for all the members of the group to work together on one single project. The overall purpose of the wiki is to support the team's need to build a shared understanding of a topic. Now let me say that one more time. The overall purpose of a wiki is to support the team's need to build a shared understanding of a topic. A wiki supports the team's collaboration process, which includes planning, debate, and finally, the wiki environment allows the team to create a shared solution. So most wikis start out as a problem that needs to be solved or a topic that needs to be expanded. And then students or anyone who wants to be a part of the wiki works together to share the information and to expand that knowledge. Let me talk about the best way to go about setting up a wiki. Probably most of you have not done that in the past, so I'm going to give you a simple instruction about how you might want to start. Wikis are developed in a way to challenge your students and to expand their thinking. So let's think of a topic that could be expanded. And I've chosen the development of Jamestown, the original place for Americans when they landed on our great country, on our eastern shore. So you may want to consider, what is the problem? What needs to be expanded in your students' thinking? So you may want to start out by saying to them, what was Jamestown? Who lived there? How long did they live there? So first of all, the students need to be introduced to the qualities, though, of a wiki. That can be done by having them read and contribute to a wiki on a similar topic. So I would suggest, if we were going to do a wiki on Jamestown, the founding of Jamestown, we may want to go online and see if there's other wikis already developed. And if not, where else could your students go to start reading about the founding of Jamestown? So you can see at this point we haven't designed the problem for them to solve or what we want to have enhanced in the learning. We've only given them a topic. Okay, the students have a topic. But the next thing we need to do is to explain to them why it's important to work together in a collaboration to learn more about Jamestown and the founding of that area. If your students think they can learn the same material from the textbook or learn the same material by themselves, then you haven't conveyed to them the necessity for collaboration and different viewpoints in their learning. That's what a wiki is all about. Okay, as we build our wiki, we've got to take on the next step. So now we have a topic. Next, we have a reason for using a wiki. And then we want to find out what's the question? What are we looking to do with our wiki? So I gave you the suggestion of the founding of Jamestown. You might have your students answer this question. What is the purpose of the wiki? How can we answer the question, what was the purpose of the founding of Jamestown? How can we do that by using a wiki? So then I would have my students break that content area down. Have a brainstorming session. What is it you'd want to know about the founding of Jamestown before you could really start to build your wiki? So you may want to say, who was there? What was there? When did the founding of Jamestown take place? Were there some specific events that we want to consider in our wiki? Who were the people? Was there someone there that's become famous over the years that we want to make sure we focus on? What was life like? And what was the seasons like? And what was the food like? So you want to bring all of that brainstorming together to say, what is it we want to learn about the founding of Jamestown for our wiki? So once you've had the brainstorming session with your students and you've made a list of many questions that need to be answered, then you're ready to start thinking about building your wiki. You need to help students understand where to locate the information, how to summarize the content that they found, organize, and how to share that knowledge in order to gain a full understanding of the founding of Jamestown. So hopefully so far you're seeing that building a wiki is not something that's done overnight. It takes purpose and it takes direction and it takes the involvement of many people and your students. Then you need to think about, what is your wiki going to look like? What does the opening page of the wiki look like? Is there some graphics? Are there some pictures that you can utilize to really pull your audience in? The first page of your wiki should also give the purpose. The purpose may look something like this, and I'm going to print some of this out for you on the screen. But this wiki will provide students with the opportunity to explore specific places, events, and historic figures involved with the founding of Jamestown. So you can see with a wiki that students are going to be working in small teams, which then are going to feed information collaboratively into the wiki we're developing on the founding of Jamestown. But besides just feeding in the information, you want the students to also build a repository of resources. So no matter what they find, whether it's a book in the library or their textbook or something they find on the web or maybe an interview they have with another teacher, all of that information needs to be put together in a single repository where all the students who are developing this wiki on the Jamestown founding can find the information. They can all go to that repository and gain more information for their topic, but also they may want to go there just to verify the information that's been put in by their team. Your wiki can take many shapes, many sizes, but what you're doing is identifying topics and getting students to understand about how research is done. You want to make sure that your students understand that they are tasked with adding to the wiki, but also for verifying the information that's on the wiki, and then feeling free and comfortable enough to be able to debate or change the content that they see in the wiki that's being developed by their course. Wikis are really one of the best tools for collaboration. And I can tell you, in the recent past, I have not been much of a wiki user myself. But since I started working on this course, I really have changed my mind about wikis and their importance, especially in research and in expanding my own knowledge about a particular topic. I suggest this week you take a few minutes and do a Google search or Yahoo search or however you want to do it, and ask for information on a wiki on the founding of Jamestown or a wiki on any topic that's of interest to you. In our handouts this week in the resources, I've given you a list of several wikis that I found to be quite interesting. They're on a lot of crazy topics, but there's wikis on everything. So get going on your wiki and see what you can come up with.